Yeah, hi guys. Shall we start the session?
Hello, sir. Good evening, sir.
Yeah, good evening, Prabhakaran.
Sir, we'll wait for another 5 minutes, sir.
Sure.
Yeah, thank you, sir.
Yeah. Hi, all. Okay. Shall we start the session?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Yes, bro. Thank you. Okay. Hi. This is Shaprina. Okay. From NVT. Okay. So I'm just going to give an intro about the NVT. Okay. So today we'll be connecting on the advisable program, which is required. That is nothing but a WASH. Okay. Workspace assessment for safety and hygienic. So practically what we are doing, we are doing in the sense we are working with different safety based projects. Okay, practically we are in the service industry. We do training also. Okay, we are having clients from a different FL Smith. Okay, so different corporates. Okay, so we are connecting with the different corporates such way that we are solving those problems. Okay, via the advisable technology like IoT, machine learning. Okay, augmented reality, virtual reality, wherever the solution apps with the corresponding technology. So we are connecting the corresponding technology and we are solving those things. Okay, and also we are connecting with the safety based training and safety based awareness for the society and also for the industries. Okay, so we were connected with more corporates. Okay, so we connected with more corporates such a way that okay, how the corporate should maintain those safety aspect and how the corporate should follow the advisable auditing methodology like ISO auditing, okay, everything we are connecting. Okay, and further, okay, actually we are founded with CEG already. Okay, and we are having connected with the technology. Okay, so we are having clients in and around Asia. Okay, and also few clients in European clients also is there. Okay, so we were connecting to the technology such a way that we are focusing or we are migrating towards the industry 5.0 such a way that we should have a sustainable industry. Okay, so that only can able to give the sustainable workflow and the sustainable environment. Okay, for that we are focusing and we are connecting with the different invention and innovation wherever it is possible. Okay, so that's what we are doing. Okay, so we are purely technology based and uh, the safety aspect based. So practically we are a service industry. So also we were contributed in many way for the COVID. Okay, for the society. Okay, and here also we are showing the proof of that. Okay, so how we are connecting, okay, how we are contributed for the COVID, okay, so how the awareness we are building, okay, such a way that this awareness sure will impact at least a few peoples, okay, and mostly we are concentrating on industry, right? So we are concentrating on a highly secured. I mean, whenever a vendor is visiting to the industries, okay, we are concentrating more on that. Okay, and we are connecting advisable methodology such a way that he should not have a COVID. Okay, I mean, if he is having COVID, we will be screening them and based on that only we are allowing. So those facilities we are doing, and once they are entered, whenever they are coming to the plant again and again, we are having a advisable monitoring methodology that when they came, when they live. So all this software based solution also we are connecting, and also already one of our team member Satyanarayanan has participated in WASH standards, okay, which is organized by Z Division, okay, on 4th July 2020. So hope the today's session is going to be an advisable session for the present situation. Okay, so I feel everyone will gets benefited based on this. Okay, so hope all the best for everyone. So now I will be connecting to Satyanarayan.
Thank
Satyanarayan.
you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for this wonderful introduction. Thank you, Inviti team, for this wonderful arrangements which you have been done at a right time for industries. I am Satya Narayanan, tech professional having a decade of experience towards corporate training, research on education, and also on disruptive technologies. While last year we all have been felt this COVID, there is a standard which has been developed for workplace assessment and safety and hygiene, which is particular towards this COVID. How we are going to manage, we are going to frame a policy. Yes, last year one of the clients who have been got this is Sri Ramachandra Medical Hospitals, and also the college have been got this. I've been displaying this is the WASH standard. The main aim of this session is whether we are going for WASH or not. That's a secondary thing, but get the information. What is the pillars? What is the area we can able to improve on for this COVID? Make your process strong, because in this 1 year of time, my dear friends, I've been went to industries for training and also for auditing. I found that the firms which are having a strong process are can able to sustain, can able to make sure that their employees are not affected by COVID. So the process capability is very much important. This session is mainly focused on such a way that to induce the process capability in your institution. I firmly believe that I've been having a talking with invity persons that this in this time, in this pandemic time, it is our responsible to contribute to industry, that too particularly to the safety professional. Safety professionals are the frontline warriors for an industries. For that, we are going to see about this Z, how this wash has been helpful for making your process which adheres to the COVID requirement. This is the last year I've been finished a session on WASH, workplace assessment for safety and hygiene, which is being conducted by Quality Council of India. Okay, the first step, my dear friends, first step to identify if you want to make your industries, if you want to make your industries which can able to withstand, which can able to fight against this COVID-19, first two things are, first identify the frontline warriors. Yes, as I told you, safety officers are the frontline warriors. You should have a team for you. You have to identify the team. It may be a emergency response team, it may be a first aid team, it may be a first, if it may be a firefighters team. Good, identify them, have a medical check on them, whether they are physically and medically fit. But if they are not prone to this COVID, you can able to select them, you have to train them. And the psychological counseling is another part. From the last year, we have been keep on telling, and also I've been telling my teammates also that this counseling plays a very major role for the frontline warriors to counsel them. I personally believe that all the disease will origin from my mind only first. Your mind will, or if the mind is feeling that I've been going to get COVID, surely we can able to fall into that. So make sure that you are having a counseling for your frontline warriors, and also if one of our employees have been feeling sick due to this COVID, we should have a right counseling to the family members and also to the employee. As of these are the two very important requirements. The first step for this COVID-19. Okay, back to normal. What are the things whenever we have been going to operate? Yes, what are the whenever the COVID has been there or not, we have to make sure that our work, our business continuity is there. We are going to see about the scope of this wash audit. This standard is applicable for assessment at any workplaces. At any workplaces, it may be a industry of any sector, it may be a trading industry, it may be a manufacturing industry of any kind, or it may be a hospital, it may be educational sector. Okay, with this standard, what standard has been applicable for all the places? Oh, the provided which is been not in the red zone. The next one is the assessment report will provided the applicant with an objective of assessment of safety and hygiene, measures undertaken by them to mitigate the assessment which you have been going to do, which we are going to follow on. is going to make sure that mitigate the risk of COVID-19 infection. What they are telling here is, once you have been following the procedures here, they have been telling that you can able to reduce the risk of COVID-19. This standard is applicable to any industry and education sector. Yes, we have been saw areas that are under quarantine. Okay, are those places that need an expert medical relevant assessment are not covered. Very important thing, which have been under quarantine, which need some medical advice, have been not covered under the scope of the standard. The standard does not include requirements specific to other subjects such as quality, social responsibility, environmental security, or financial management. These are the part which has been not covered by this workplace assessment safety hygiene standard. This is the scope of the standard. These are the pillars. We are going to see about the each pillars in a very short form in the coming slide. That we are having a pillars from management commitment to control discriminatory practices. These are the 15 pillars, my dear friends, my dear leaders. Make sure that we are going to have a look on all of these pillars, and we are going to add value into this in the coming process. Okay, the first pillar we are going to address for today is going to be management commitment. What is management commitment here? Management is having a responsibility of COVID-19 guidelines. COVID-19 guidelines with respect to state, with respect to central body, they have to understood that, and based on this understanding, they have to communicate. We are going to see about the communication. First one is COVID-19 guidelines. It has to be there with the top level management. Responsible senior, very, very important thing. You, as I told you, the frontline barriers, who is going to be the captain of the ship, who's the responsible senior, who knows about the process, who knows about the industry well, he or she should lead the team. It's not that he or she has to go in the shop floor and do everything. The strategic plan is very important here. The psychological backup, how we are going to, because day by day, the environment is keep on changing, even in industries also. Some days, two or three of our employees may be affected by COVID, but it is not too much of critical. Suddenly one day, I got a call from the industry stating that one of my employees has been critically ill due to COVID. How we can be able to give a first aid? So the responsible senior is going to give you the total direction. Next one is the COVID SOP, standard operating procedure. My dear friends, my dear leaders, make sure that this SOP, okay, standard operating procedures, is been updated in your firm. That's very important thing. What are the COVID protocols you are having? What are the times you have to disinfect? Who has been responsible? Who has been authorized? This all the things has to be there. And what is the capacity of eating in the canteen? How we are going to follow the social distance? These are the things. A very clear cut of safety operating procedure should be laid in your industry regarding to this COVID-19. This is the top management commitment towards this COVID-19, towards this pandemic situation. Once this top level management, then about the guidelines. What are the guidelines? What are the PPs has to be used? What about the sanitizers? And whether the hand washing dishes has been there at the dedicated place or not, and what are the monitoring, how we are going to monitor, whether we are going to monitor with non-contact monitors or for the people, if you are going to deploy the monitoring, how they are going to monitor. Everything should be prepared. Everything should be prepared under the management responsibility. Once this management responsibility is been done, the next pillar we are going to see about is regulatory and other requirements. Okay, what is the regulatory and other requirements? In this regulatory and other requirements, my dear friends, you can able to see that how the guidelines is, the guidelines towards your organization, how you are going to define. Earlier we saw that guidelines of the statutory body, it may be of state or central. Here, based on that, how you are going to blend your guidelines as how the incidence has been reported, what is the method of communication. If there is any incidence, COVID incidence, how they are going to report that, what is the methodology you have been followed, whether you are having any policy for that, and also what is the method of communication, it has to be there under the pillar 2. Pillar 3 is business continuity. Is very important thing, business continuity. What how the business continuity you can able to ensure? Yes, in these days the days are gone. We can't able to tell a type of excuses to our vendors, to our customers, stating that uh, due to COVID, due to lockdown, we can't able to supply. So what they are being asking here is the three buckets they are asking: resource identify. You identify the resource to ensure that these are the resource I need for continuous running. So identify the resources. Safe operation. In safe operation, make sure that how you are going to ensure a safe operation, a type of regulatory requirements, what is the safe requirements, what is the safe distance, how we can able to, because whenever a safe operation is being ensured, we can able to protect that most of my employees in my organization has been does not infected due to COVID. So how we are going to ensure the safe operation? Then about the inspection, how we are going to inspect the equipments as per the safety protocol during the restart phase. Whenever you are being going to restart something after a lockdown, how what are the inspection procedures we are going to have based on this business continuity resource? The main thing is resource identify. What are the critical resources you need, my dear friends? Have a mark on it in your notepad. You have to know that what is the resources, critical resources to run your process. You have to identify that. The same way, safe operation, you have to define a procedure for safe operation. Safe operation, you can able to think in this way also. A operation, it can be it can have 20 or 25 employees in a shop floor, or it may be more than that also. What is the optimum number for that? How we can able to reduce the number? How the other employees can able to contribute to these factors by working remotely or working in some other areas? So the safe operation makes sure that the business continuity is there in your industries. The next one is the inspection. Inspection is nothing but whenever we are going to restart, whenever the particular line has been not started due to this lockdown, how you can able to have a safe inspection in your organization. Risk management. Obviously, it's very important pillar of this entire wash. I hope, because whenever you are going to do this bucket in a very right way, these pillars in a right way, you can able to mitigate, you can able to reduce the spread of COVID to a very large extent. It's nothing but identification. How we are going to identify the critical areas, the most risk areas based on this COVID. How you are going to identify the areas? Maybe your transport, your entry, your exit, your canteen, your biometric area, like that. What are the identification of COVID-19 risk areas or risk places? Okay, even some of the industries which have been went for audit, they have been identified COVID-19 risk people also, because they are having a diabetes, they are having a pressure. They are making sure that these employees have been not deployed in that area. How we are going to mitigate? Here I've been talking about mitigating the risk. How we are going to mitigate the risk? First thing is you have to identify the risk, my dear friends, my dear leaders. Identification of risk with respect to this COVID-19. It may be a place, it may be a person, it may be a process. Okay, so identification should be there, and also should be you have to eliminate how I be as a industry, as a safety professional, how you are going to work to eliminate the risk which you have been identified towards this COVID-19. Elimination. If elimination is not process, it's been not possible, because many ways that elimination is not possible at all. How you are going for mitigating the risk? Mitigating the risk in such a way that it has to be a acceptable form. That risk has to be a acceptable form. So make sure that you have to have a separate document for this identification, elimination, and mitigating. Talk to your top management. Here you have to talk to your top management, stating that these are the areas have been identified. We have been identified as a risk areas which are prone to COVID-19. Then make sure that your top level management is also involving in this elimination and mitigating the risk. Then you can able to make sure that different ideas from different zone has been pouring down to mitigate or eliminate the risk. Communication process, yes, very important things. How we are going to communicate in terms of COVID crisis. It may be a case inside our firm, or from Monday they are telling it is a total lockdown. How we are going to have a communication in terms of digital technology communication, or what are the other type of communication. It's not only talking or not only communicating our message. Apart from that, I know a industry in this entire pandemic. What they've done, what the HR person has been done is, once in a week they will call to the employees and they will ask that whether all of your family members are good, whether you are good, you need of any help, because that's a point of communication. Because in this pandemic we may not know who needs a help, how we can able to provide. That shows the value. So communication, internal communication, external communication, at time of crisis, how we can able to communicate. Now communication which has been required for this oxygen cylinder is more. Okay, so make sure that how we are going to have a communication. Next important role here is how you are going to real time basis, how we are going to gather the information, how we are going to update the information, who is going to be the responsible person, who is going to be the owner of this communication, who is having the authentication for this communication. Have a look on this. Then signages, yes, we should have a signages to make sure. In our safety language it is called as administrative control. Yes, administrative control should be there. Make sure that at lift, at canteen, at process areas, at even the restroom, to make sure that they are aware. You are making them subconsciously, you are making them aware of this situation. We are insisting them to put a mask, to have a social distancing, to wash their hands. You as a team lead, as a frontline warriors, make sure that you are identifying the areas for this communication, for deploying the signages, different sign, this different kind of signages is very important in such a way that it create awareness. It create awareness among your employees. Okay, then from this communication pillars, the next pillar is a very important pillar, which is known as hygiene and safety. Okay, hygiene and safety. How we are going to define this hygiene and safety? It is known as a thermal check. Yes, all the employees, even the visitor, we have been doing it. How it's not only check is been the thermal check is enough. How we are going to record that? Make sure that you are recording the temperature also. Then you are going to define a process. Define a process for thermal check. Define a process for hand washing. Hand washing in the sense how many seconds they have to do. What type of thermal check, whether they have to pinpoint the infrared in the forehead, because some of the safety professionals are telling that it is not good. How we are going to deploy a person there, or otherwise we are going to have a non-contact thermal scanner. How we are, even some of my industries, we have been developed a software that non-contact thermal scanner is there. It has been integrated with their uh, HR management for the attendance purpose. So two in one, two of the job has been already done. The next one is the PPE, personal protective equipment. Here, my dear friends, you have to make sure that what PPE has to be worn at what place of your industry, because a mask, a simple mask won't be enough in all the places. Okay, same way, the persons who have been called as a frontline warriors in your industry, they may not, if they are be going to put only a N95 mask, it won't be suitable for them. So PPE for different sectors, PPE for a driver, PPE for a frontline worker, PPE for a other staffs. It has to be very, 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 very clearly defined. It's not only that, what is the replacement period, because many of us have been not aware that how long we are going to put this PPE, what is N, what is R, what is P, how long I can able to put, whether I can able to reuse or not, whether I can able to keep my PPE in my packets or not, in my bags or not. Like that, it is our responsibility to educate our entire employees towards that. So, and about the cleaning agents, okay, about the cleaning agent, whenever you are being going to buy the cleaning agent, there should be a procedure that how you are going to clean, or what amount of water it has to be there, or what is the safety data sheet, how we are going to check whether this cleaning agent is being suitable for our place, about the awareness, okay, about the awareness, what are the symptoms earlier during the first wave, my dear friends, we have been all have been aware about the yes symptoms, rules, and all. But in this second wave, uh, because it has been mutagens, this COVID has been mutagens. Some may not getting the fever, and also 2 days before in a paper we have been shown that most younger peoples, they have been not having any symptoms at all, but they have been prone to spread this disease among the family members. So make sure that you are giving this awareness of this COVID-19 symptoms. These are the symptoms. If you are having this, immediately you can able to isolate yourself. What is the self-isolation? What is the quarantine rules? Make sure that why it is being most important, and disinfecting places. As I told you, you have to have a list that these are the disinfecting places, because it has been high touch points. It may be elevator, it may be a public counter, it may be equipment, it may be a telephone. You should have the places, because the service people, the ground workers may not know why we have to disinfect these things, and also make sure that how many hours once I have to disinfect, whether it is 3 hours, whether it is 4 hours, based on your industry. You should have a protocol for this. It is one of the fever tests, as we have been told that we have been working with that. It is a non-contact fever test, and also it has been integrating with your attendance system. Okay, the next one is hand wash. The next one is hand wash. Out, as I told you, how much time we have to do a hand wash from whenever we have been meeting a visitor, whenever we have been in a high COVID sensitive area. You have to ensure that your people are aware about this hand wash and sanitizers. Yes, sanitizers, whether it has been available, it's been readily available or not. The sanitary stations has been located in the right places or not, or what the way, when and where they have to put the sanitizers, and whether the safety data sheets of the sanitizers has been maintained, and also the social distancing. Are we can able to tell that yes, we have to follow the social distancing. Make sure that you are having a provision for that, you are having a resource for that in your pantry, in your canteens, in your lift. You can able to have some administrative control. Some of the firms I've been seeing in this last 6 or 7 months, they are making 3 to 4 shifts of lunch break to make sure that the social distancing is being followed. The next one, the next pillar is nothing but the preventive measures. How we are going to take this preventive measures is based on infections, incoming goods, and preventive. Infection is nothing but identification and provision of isolation facility, communication, and display of emergency contact numbers. Very important thing, you should have a isolation facility in your industries that contains of minimum oxygen facility, and also the emergency contact number. My dear leaders, later years, previous years, okay, we are having an emergency number. Whenever we have been calling, we had a bed at the hospital, but now the things are entirely different. We have to make sure that at least once in a day, the emergency team member has to call and ensure that emergency contact number hospital which you are providing there, they are having a facility to get it can able to accommodate your employee or not. It's not bad because the situation is demanding in such a way that to check. So make sure that you are making your persons to check in a daily basis at least once. Next one is the incoming goods. Whenever you have been getting things, materials from your vendors, from your customers, how we are going to treat that. Whether you are going to have a disinfection or you are going to have a separate area for that. Most probably, these cases, whenever you are having a small passes, you can able to have a procedure stating that they can able to keep it in at least 2 or 3 hours in a open bay which has been dedicated for that incoming goods, and then they can able to use that and make sure that they have been washing the hands once they have been used that. The next one is the preventive, whether the entrance control system, whether the reporting of the positive cases have been in a very right form, whether we are having a procedure for that, whether the adequacy of appropriate piece, the personal protective equipment, whether your staff has been aware that what type of PPE they have to put at the places, what type of PPE they have to put, how to dispose the PPE. These are the things they have to know in advance. The eighth pillar Wash is asking about you is training and awareness. Okay, training and awareness, and you have to have all the record of the COVID-19 training, and it has to be kept for the monitoring purpose. What are the training you can able to give? Not a lot of training, my dear friends, my dear leaders. I can able to say that even pranayama, I've been talking about this for the past 1.5 years. Talk about pranayama, talk about healthy foods, talk about meditation, talk about the better sleep, talk about exercises, talk about yoga, talk about why they have to put a mask, why they have to follow a social distancing. Here, the bigger challenge we are having, my dear friends, is nothing but the safe culture. Earlier, the safe culture we are demanding from the employees within the organization only. Whenever the process starts, they will be putting a helmet, putting a safety shoe, putting a goggles. They have been working on. That's good. But now the demand is extremely. It has been different. Okay, they have to follow the safety protocols even after they are finishing the shift. Even they are going for a supermarket, yeah, they are going for a purchase. So make sure that as a industry peoples, we are going to keep on having some a type of training like this, some 15 minutes, 20 minutes awareness videos, a podcast. Make sure that yes, our culture has been induced in our employees. What is the preventive measures? How we are going to make the preventive measures based on the training, based on the awareness, based on the awareness of the basic prevention. These are the things. In my view, this training and awareness has to be there. It is one of the very sensitive tool which when we can able to handle it in a right way, surely you can be able to see the results of this in your plan. Next, the waste management. Yes, you should have a dedicated dustbins for all of your PPEs which is being used towards this COVID-19. You should not be able to mix this. Okay, you should not be able to mix the ordinary waste with this PPE waste. So, and also you have to ensure that your peoples are having a knowledge towards that. Yes, PPEs has to be disposed in this bins. It has to be a color coded bins, a type of color coded bins you can able to use. It may be a red may be for hazardous waste. It may be, and also make sure that they are aware of that. Yes, this uh, all the PPs which we have been using has to be disposed in this particular bin. The next one is the frequent cleaning. Yes, you should have some frequency for all of these bins when it has to be unloaded. When it has to be unloaded, once it has been unloaded, how it has to be cleaned to disinfect, because that bins will be of highly, it will be of infection. So make sure that to prevent that infection, that the bin is been cleaned frequently. This is the requirement. This is the requirement of waste management. Next one is the ventilation. Important part, my dear friends, not only for this COVID, for our entire this lungs functioning and also this oxygen level. Make sure not only in our industry I can able to add more while we are sleeping in our home also. Whenever you are putting air conditioner also, make sure that you are opening your door slightly. You are opening your door, you are making a provision for atmosphere air to be inside your room. That is one of the very best practices. It won't damage your lungs to a greater extent. So clean air, you have to ensure that as much as possible. Avoid using air conditioner on this, at least in this 2 to 3 weeks of this highly pandemic period. We are going to ensure that how the clean air is being available in your premises, how the maintenance of the exhaust systems, the maintenance of the exhaust systems. Once the maintenance of the exhaust systems been rightly there, you can able to maintain, you can able to ensure the clean air presence in your premises. And public interaction and supply chain. Yes, you should have a protocol in place to ensure physical interactions are conducted in a safe manner. You have to make sure that you should have a SOP. You should have a SOP. It's not only for us, it is to the entire top level management peoples. Whenever they are going to have a safe public interaction, whenever they are going to have an interaction with the supplier, it may be interaction with the customer or interaction with the concurrent parties, they should have a safe public interaction. Nowadays, okay, double masking. We are talking about double masking. In this 10 days, we are hearing this double masking mostly from the north sides. They are telling that a single mask has been not enough. How we are going to say, how we are going to have a safe distancing and all like that. You should have a policy for your industry, how to have a safe public interaction. Next one is the supplier communication. Make sure that as much as possible you are having all the supplier communication towards your virtual mode itself. If possible, if they are coming, you should be able to check that from which location they have been coming, whether it is a COVID red zone or not, whether he or she is been in a good condition. All this has been very essential. I know a plant in Chennai, okay, very popular plant. What they are doing is above 50, they are not permitted inside their campus at all. I may be fit. I may be fit. I asked her, so why you have been putting 50? They are telling that they may be fit, but we have a social responsibility to protect them. So all the communications are through by virtual mode only. This is a very important thing they have been done. Then there is a transport management. My dear friends, this transport management is very important thing. If you are going to have, if you are being going to have a transport, a dedicated transport for your employees, or your employees have been having their own transport, you have to make sure that you are following some of the protocol of which has been stated in this watch. Okay, what is the protocol they have been telling that? They have been telling that how your vehicles, what is the frequency of disinfecting your company vehicles, how your employees are allowed within the workplace area. The thing is whether we need for every trip we have to disinfect, how we are making sure that the the vehicle is disinfected in such a way that it does not carry any infection. Here I just want to add these things also. This drivers and helpers screening, very essential, because they will have, usually they will have, this persons will have a very good immune system. They won't be get any kind of symptoms, but they may be persons as symptoms, they can able to spread the COVID to the other employees too. So make sure that the awareness programs we have been talking earlier, this awareness program also should be reach this drivers and helpers also. Make them, they have to be screened on a daily basis. Very important. You have to screen them, you have to ensure them, and also you have to tell them that what are the do's and don'ts. What are the areas they should not go and eat, what are the safe things they can able to do to ensure that safety is being followed by them. Okay, so this is the things, it has been comes under transport management. The next one is documentation. Documentation is nothing but from 1 to 13. 1 to 13, what are the things we have been told? We we have to document it for the sustainability. In our 5 years principle, we have been talking. The last years is known as sustainability. Sustainability is a continual improvement. Yes, we may not identify all the risk places, risk sensitive places in the first attempt itself, but when the days gone, when we can able to pick some more places also. So once we are going to have a document for that, we can able to keep on added this, we can keep on updating this. That's a most important form of documentation. So everything whichever we have been talking from 1 to 30, make sure that you are having a document proof for that, you are having a record for that, you are ensuring that everything which is being told by you, which has been designed by your top level management, is been following by your employees in a right way. Because that is one of the way you can able to demonstrate that yes, we are being in a right way, we are safeguarding our employees. Control of discriminatory practice, yes, uh, we have to make sure that this may also has been happen, but it is not here in India in that much. The first thing is there should not be any discrepancy of if our employee has been affected by this COVID-19. There should not be any type of discrimination should be there. And also, if a person, people have been traveling from the red zone, okay, from the red zone, there should not be any discrepancy among the other employees who have been traveling from this red zone. So these are the things, as I told you, these are the 15 pillars. These are the 15 pillars which WASH, okay, WASH have been workplace assessment, safety and hygiene. I've been asking us. It is a very vast thing. I've been discussed. I've been told you the important things on each of the pillars. If you need, you can able to contact NVT peoples also. I can able to send you a very neat checklist. Okay, once this checklist has been there with you, you can able to add values. It's not that you have to go and you have to get certified for this wash. My opinion on this is My opinion on this is some of our some of our people, some of our highly knowledgeable people, they have been ensured uh, that how to handle this COVID pandemic. So we can also able to make use of this entire wash standard, which has been dedicated for this COVID. So as of now, I've been finished this 15 buckets from pillar 1 to pillar 15. Then, if you're having any doubts, you can able to ask me before moving further. Any doubts on this as we discussed? Okay, thank you. Okay, thanks for asking this question. It's not mandatory to get a wash aggregated standard, but why they have been displayed is, as I told you earlier, to get some guidelines while we are going for this ISO. Oh, it may be ISO 45,000, 14,000, or 21001, anything. It gives some guidelines as in what way we can able to ensure the quality. So in such a way that this watch standard is being a guidelines as for us to ensure that we are mitigating the risk of this COVID. In this way, it has been more useful for us. You can able to pick some of the buckets which you need. You can able to ensure you have been adding, you have been pouring values to this. Yes, my dear leaders, leadership is a matter of having people look at you and gain confidence. I always tell that whenever you are going to within yourself, the belief within yourself is going to have define yourself. So this is a time for your leadership. Always have a moral boosting. Always have a moral boosting in such a way that we have to lead. We have to lead from the front. We have to lead from the front. We have to stay engaged, demonstrate flexibility. Okay, whenever, because this time, this COVID time demands a lot of flexibility, accept, adapt, and apply. Accept the challenges, accept the changes, adapt, and then apply in our day-to-day activities. Immunity boosting, drink hot water, exercise, avoid alcohol, meditate. The last point is my favorite point. Meditation is one of the very, very important thing. We human beings have been recalled as a human doings. We have to keep on engaging with something else. My dear friends, if you can able to have at least 10 to 15 minutes a day, which you can able to rest your thought process, surely it has been scientifically proven that you have been increasing your human system. I firmly believe that we'll be having a future session on this. I believe that each industries, each organization should work in such a way that how to increase the immunity of my employees. What about the food? What about the exercise? What about the meditation? Then why you have to worry for all of this? It's not only industries. It may be all throughout our nation have to work in this way. How do you increase the immunity? How, because we have a 1 year, we can able to use, we can able to make sure that our employee, at least our employees have been aware of this. Yes, financial challenges, there will be financial challenges, we have to accept for that. Then from this uh, Inviti team has been planning for COVID emergency training on next week Saturday from 11 o'clock, I think 11 to 12:30. They have been planned this COVID-19 emergency. How we can able to handle this? Are we prepared for this COVID-19 emergency? You can able to join in our webinar. And as a final note, what I can able to say you is make your process in such a way that your process gives value to your institution. It may be of any situation, it may be a pandemic, or it may be some other things also. Your process is you are having a strong, you have been going to have a strong thing in your organization, that whenever your process has been strong enough, you can able to, you means your entire industries can able to face any kind of pandemic without any tension. I can able to stop here, and then I can able to I think one of our friend has been requested to go to the 10th slide. Before that, I can able to I can able to ask, or I've been inviting any type of reflections from your end. If you're having any doubts, you can able to let me know. Any doubts, any clarifications? Okay, this is a 10th slide which you have been asked. You can able to have a screenshot of it, or otherwise if you want a copy, if you can able to have, you can able to mail to InvTT. I can able to share my entire presentation. So because the utmost aim of this session is nothing but to ensure in this pandemic situation, we have been empowering our frontline warriors. Frontline warriors are nothing but we as a safety managers, it may be a supervisor. So we can able to ensure that we have been having a right procedure at right place at right time to save our peoples in this pandemic. Okay. Thank you for your contribution and for your time. And also for certification purpose, I have been posted a link. Okay, I've been posted a link, feedback link. You can able to share the feedback link, and you can able to get the online a type of e-certification. Any doubts? You can able to see the link in the chat box. You can able to click. You can able to click the chat box and you can able to fill the form for getting your e-certificate. Okay, time is 5 o'clock as we promised. Thank you. Thank you for this wonderful opportunity to InvTT, and thank you for your participants for spending your valuable time. Yes, it's a time we have to work together, we have to join together. Knowledge, as I always promise you, knowledge should be there. Sure, Prithvi sir, you can able to mail, to InvTT, you can able to put it in that feedback link also. Sure, I can able to share the PPT, you can able to share with your teammates also. That's the main motive of this session. Okay, see you all once again. Tomorrow we are, the next week, we are going to see about the COVID emergency handling. Thank you. Thank you all. Stay safe. Have a good evening. Bye-bye.
ನಿಮಿಷ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಆಯ್ತು